Hello, and welcome to my playthrough of the F2 Championship, the Formula 2 Championship on F1 2021, and we are here at the Monaco Grand Prix, where we have qualified in P3 with Yuki Tsunoda on the pole position. And Mick Schumacher also in front of us. So, checking the standings. We are 7 points ahead of Yuki Tsunoda coming in. Or we might be, that might be just after qualifying, because of course in F2, you get 4 points for winning the pole, so... but nevertheless, 7 points ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, and that's where we are. So, we will advance and then go straight to the race. The feature race, that is. Speaking of feature and sprint races, there will be, of course, the first ever sprint qualifying for the British Grand Prix tomorrow as I record this. Checking the time to see when it actually starts. It starts at 11:25 in the morning, East Coast time. So, yeah, because it's a whole new schedule for the weekend. I'm trying to remember what time everything is. So. Yeah, but that's tomorrow, but for now, we're going to do the feature race at Monaco.
Welcome to one of, if not the most iconic race circuit in Formula 2. A track with absolutely no room for error, a track that requires every bit of skill these young drivers can muster. We're getting ready for lights out here in Monte Carlo. The circuit de Monaco is, for all practical purposes, pretty much unchanged since its 1929 introduction. It's strange to consider, but this 2.1-mile lap will take the drivers here around almost an entire country. 19 corners, but not that many opportunities for overtaking. Instead, this is a track that rewards technical skill. I'm Alex Jakes, and I'm joined once again by the GP2 champion, Davide Valsecchi. Davide, today's race takes place on one of the most infamous street circuits in motorsports. What is it about this track that makes it stand out?
Alex, I'm very happy to be here. Monaco is a short track, but the wall is just after the white line. The drivers need to stay aware from the line and from the wall. And it's so important to start in the first two rows if you want to compete for the victory.
Here are the starting positions for today's race. A fantastic effort from Yuki Tsunoda yesterday puts him on pole position. And it's Mick Schumacher in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Acampos, Ilott, Pedro Piquet and Lundgaard, Joe, Dragovic, Sato, Sean Gelael, Schwartzman, Armstrong, Artem Markelov and Aitken, Delatraz, Tictum, Alesi and Roy Nissany, Matsushita, Deruvala, Giotto and Nikita Mazepin starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
All right. Just checking on something while I was waiting for that to load. Alright, ready for another poor start. We'll see what we can do. We're underway in Monaco. Oh, and Mick Schumacher got a brilliant start. Just absolutely blitzed Yuki Tsunoda off the line. Tried to stop. Ran right into the back of Kalamila. Oh, Tsunoda practically parked it, the hairpin. Hit the wall. Gosh.
Mind out.
Did not intend to do that. Trying to get Kalamila to pass Yuki Tsunoda. Try not taking the bait, or not taking the opportunity. There we go. Missed the chicane. Still
Don't
okay
let them
though.
get away from you. One of them might make a mistake that lets us back in.
Checking the running order currently. Guan Yu Zhou would be on the pole for the sprint race. Yeah, I figured that was an illegal overtake. Side of Sonoda! Hard in the brakes! We get the pass made.
This is your final lap of the race.
Mick Schumacher, who got an absolutely incredible jump at the start, is going to come off the final corner and take the win in convincing fashion here at Monaco. Callum Island will be second, and since I joined the Ferrari Driver Academy for this F2 run,
Well done.
it's going to be
Good
all
finish.
Ferrari
Stepped up and
Academy
achieved what we
drivers
asked.
on the podium.
Good job.
Great effort there from Kramer to take the victory today. And Davide Valsecchi, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for
Getting
just
myself
one lap,
adjusted
but there's
in
a
the
difference
chair.
between that and being quick
Getting a bit
every
more
lap,
comfortable.
over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
As we look back on a thrilling race here today, we can now see the drivers take their places on the podium. It's a familiar sight by now, as it's another successful F2 win for Prema. And now, let's take a look at the driver's standings. The lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
I choose Callum Elliott, the English driver. He was so aggressive today. He made the difference just in that.
On to the teams then. Kramer moved to the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the MP Motorsport team today as they make their way up the standings. After all this drama, you would be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Alright. Take a look at the standings going into the going into the sprint race. And Mick Schumacher has closed the gap to only 3 points out of the lead. So there you go there. And yeah, let's get going to the sprint race. Yeah, I noticed with the difficulty, for whatever reason, it just seems very easy going. I don't know if that's just the F2 cars, which could very well be. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I don't recall how things went 2020, so let's go straight to the sprint race. It's going to be starting P6.
We're returning after yesterday's feature race for the final event of the weekend. The sprint. Down on the grid below us, the drivers are spending their last few minutes getting ready. Very soon, they're going to kick this race off in dramatic fashion. Davide, is there anything we should be looking for in today's race? The teams are all very competitive at the moment, so are we about to witness a push from anyone in particular?
Hi Alex, the team will have been studying everyone else out there very carefully. So I think we are in for a very interesting event today. I can't wait to see how this race unfolds.
Alright, Guan Yu Zhou will be on the pole. And there we go, it's another terrible start. And Felipe Drugovich has emerged with the lead. At least for now. Well, that wasn't good. Everyone just sort of stopped. Little loose hairpin. Is the guy still in the lead? Yes. Drugovich. Yeah, 'cause, 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 ' Honestly, I thought I was gonna be moving up to the field here a little bit easier than I thought. Not really working out right now.
This is your final lap of the race.
Okay, that contact was not ideal. Ooh. And we're gonna come home in our worst result this season in 7th, while Felipe Dragovic is gonna win at Monaco.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. And I have to wonder, Davide Valsecchi, just what set them apart from the competition here.
It was down to one thing: consistent pace over everyone else out there on the track. We could spend a great deal of time talking about race and tire strategy, what is so cool on the track, but at the end of the day, the difference here was down to simply being faster on track than everyone else. Amazing skill on show.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the MP Motorsport team, and I'm very happy to see them up there on the top step of the podium. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. A strong race then for our championship leader that's extended their advantage at the top of the standings. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
Difficult call, but I say Felipe Dragovic. He was committed the entire race, and it's paid off with the result.
And now a look at the team standings. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from ART this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. That's the end of today's race. Thank you for joining us, and I'm sure you'll agree it's a great race and sets us up nicely for the next instalment in a few weeks' time. Take care. From Davide and I, it's goodbye.
Alright, so there was the second race in Monaco. Let's take a look at the championship standings. So it's actually fairly close at the top between myself and Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda. Only 6 points separates us. That's pretty close. Followed by Callum Islet in 4th, Christian Lundgaard in 5th, and Jan Ticktum, Pedro Piquet, Ihan Daruvala, Felipe Drogovic, and Robert Schwartzman. Our top 10 team standings. It's really down between Prema and Carlin, with Campos in 3rd, and this happened to be in the last F1 2022 when I did my F2 season, where I was basically outscoring my teammate like crazy. And Jack Aiken's not a bad driver. I don't know why he's like qualifying all the way down there, but it's what it is, I guess. Okay, either way, interesting results coming out of Monaco. And our next, oh boy, it's going to be the Baku City Circuit, which is a track that I think we're going to smash. Just totally. Let me check something in the settings. You know, I'm so confident in my abilities at Azerbaijan that I'm not going to even do practice. I don't see need. I'm too good at this track. So I don't see need to participate. Because in the past, of course, previous F1 games, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I just kill it. Kill it at this track. And Azerbaijan, the Baku City Circuit. So I'm not even going to worry about practice. And just to sort of give an example, I remember playing all the way back on F1 2016, which was the first year this track was run, and the first year it was on the game. Driving a Haas, I smashed the field, and I hadn't even fully developed the car yet. It was just in the first season. So, just shows you how good I am at this track. Straight into qualifying. And here we go. Look how far ahead we are of Tsunoda already. Could have done that corner a little bit better. And that
Excellent lap.
is
We're
a
really
very easy pole position.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top three. Campos, Tsunoda and Mick Schumacher. It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the feature race gets itself underway.
In terms of standings, that 4 points boosts my point lead up to 8 and 10 over Schumacher and Tsunoda respectively. And let's get going to the feature race.
Welcome back to Baku. We're on the edge of the Caspian Sea in a bustling, vibrant capital, which once again plays host to the spectacle of Formula 2. This is not your usual racing circuit. It provides one of the most complete tests for the field. Sector 1 sports a set of 90-degree corners around the block, if you like. Sector 2 gets even tighter with the old city walls. Sector 3 just turns 16 to negotiate, and then 2.2 kilometers flat to the floor, full throttle in 6th gear, all the way to the end. Joining me today is a man who is no stranger to going fast, Davide Valsecchi of GP2 2012 fame. Great to have you here today, Davide. Are you enjoying yourself here in the beautiful city of Baku?
Absolutely, Alex. Baku is fantastic, and so this track. Have a check. The architecture, the narrow street. Easy to see why it's one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar. But Alex, street circuits can be unforgiving. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a safety car or two out during today's race.
As the engineers make their last inspection of the cars, let's take a look at today's grid order for the race. It's Campos in pole position then, with Yuki Tsunoda alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Schumacher, Ticktum, Christian Lundgaard, and Schwartzman, Matsushita, Armstrong, Deruvala, Callum Ilott, Giotto, Joe, Giuliano Alesi, and Piquet, Dragovic, Markelon, Aitken, and Nikita Mazepin, Galeo, Sato, Delatraz, and Roy Nissany completes the grid. Now it's almost...
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Alright, almost set to go here. Should be an entertaining one here at Baku. Check a couple things here before I get ready to go. Alright, let's get going. A poor start, but I should jump right back to the lead. Actually, I got a horrible start. I forgot to release the clutch, I think. Let's go make it 3 wide into 2! Didn't really work, but we can make that up, no problem. Be good, go 3 wide into 3. Get it done easily. Now we're after Yuki Tsunoda. carrying so much speed that I'm just running into the back of the guy. Running right into Sonoda's diffuser. More controlled. Do that again. See what kind of slipstream we can get on Sonoda without the assistance of DRS. We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, to the left, go to the right. Sonoda leads the first lap, but we take the lead very quickly and go back to the point. Oops. Normally nail that castle section, but sometimes I mess it up. You just gotta be careful. unnecessarily there. Say, DRS is open now. The final 3 laps of the race now. No, 2 laps of the race. And myself, oh, I wouldn't have DRS anyway because I'm first, but Sonoda and Schumacher are pretty well out of the DRS range of anyone, front or behind, so we're all in sort of our own little no man's lands in that regard. But the first real potential DRS challenge will be for 4th with Dan Ticktum and Christian Lundgaard. Or Lundgaard? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Anyway. Who's trolling along?
This is your final lap of the race.
Ticktum's able to defend from Lundgaard for now. And Lundgaard is pretty close. Only about half a second. Less than half a second. And with nearly a 4.5 second gap to second place, we're gonna weave a little bit as we cross the line to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. My radio call there.
Absolutely awesome. Just
Oh,
amazing.
win the feature
well
race,
done.
that is.
Brilliant stuff from Campos today. What a superb victory. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
The difference was in the strategy. Credit to the driver for sure, but races like this really drive home how much of a team sport this is. They did a lot of work on the pit wall to really make the most of each stint and to make the best use of these tires. But that said, all of that would have been for nothing without a talented hand on the wheel.
It's time to present the top drivers with their trophies for today's race, and there are a lot of people in the paddock very happy with this result. It's Campos on the top step.
Yeah, there we go.
After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Our current points leader extends their lead at the top of the championship after a very good result here today. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Marino Sato. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Teams Championship. Prema extend their lead at the top of the championship. Another team that excelled today was Dams, who make further progress up the table. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Alright, and that was the feature race in Azerbaijan. I would check the standings, but our points lead has been extended. 19 over Sonoda, 20 over Mick Schumacher. Christian Lundgaard moves ahead of Callum Ilott. And Schwartzman moves ahead of Daruvala. I think that's how you say his name. But nevertheless, Daruvala from Carlin, will be starting on pole for the sprint race.
And we're back. After yesterday's feature race, the top 8 drivers have been reversed on the grid, setting up some exciting action as we launch into today's event, the sprint race. As we await the start of another hugely anticipated Formula 2 race, I'm joined again by Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as a former GP2 champion, we get some insight to what is running through these young drivers' heads as they sit out on the grid.
Ciao, Alex. It's a pleasure to be here. There are nervy moments, there is no doubts about that. Mental strength is the key to remaining calm and focusing on the upcoming race. Formula 2 is so competitive, and all of these drivers knows that they are going to be pushing each other all of the way. In this sport, you have to be able to control your nerves.
Alright, starting from 8th. Let's see how bad our start is, and let's see what we can do in 3 laps. Let's see if I can actually release the clutch this time. There we go. Hit the wall a little bit. Like that. Oops. So currently the race leader is Daruvla in the Carlin car. Coming up on Schwartzman. Slipstream helping us out a little bit. Should be able to make the dive into turn 1.
Brilliant. Nice move.
So I have Dan Ticktum, not Dan Ticktum, Lungard. We passed Lungard for P3. Could take my corner a little bit better. Push the wall a bit harder than I thought there. slipstream on Matsushita. No DRS, just pure pace.
This is your final lap of the race.
Final lap, can I get by Daruvula for the win? I had to double check something for some reason on the rewind, but all good here. I think this race is all going to come down to if I can get DRS on this guy in front of me or not. Or I can just hit the wall. So that's always fun. Whoa, I hit something. Did I hit a wall and not even realize it? It's pretty late here. I'm actually, yep, wasn't paying attention. It's late. I'm starting to get tired. Probably ready for bed, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, you can't take the corner full throttle in this game this year. You have to at least touch the brakes a little bit. You get the DRS, but it's going to be too little too late. Mr. Rubula will win the second race in Baku. He will win the sprint race.
Can't complain about that one. That was an excellent drive.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top drawer to take the win for Carlin today. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
Although the Formula 2 cars are all the same spec, the winner just looked better out there. It would have been a combination of getting those tires up to running temporarily faster and driving to the condition on track. They made it look easy out there today.
And there
I'll
you have it.
take the second
Today's
place
winners,
finish at
having
Baku.
raced some of the biggest names in F1 to date,
Eighth
Carlin
to
have
second.
once again shown their expertise when it comes to recruiting new talent. No doubt today's winners have a bright future ahead of them. They certainly deserve it after today's performance. And now, let's take a look at the driver's stand. A strong race then for our championship leader that's extended their advantage at the top of the standings. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
Well, I'm going to give it to the Campos driver today. There was a lot of going on down the field. There's no question for me. They were the best.
On to the teams then. Carlin moved to the top of the table. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from ART this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling installment when Formula 2 returns.
Alright, and that was the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at the Baku City Circuit. Standings, I lead by 32 over Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda. A lot of shifting going on in the top 10, and then as for the constructors, it's very tight. Carlin leads by 6 over Prema and 11 over Campos. Alright, I think that's enough F1 2021 for the night. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video as I continue with Formula 2.